The outbreak of coronavirus or COVID-19 brought about unprecedented challenges to governments across the globe, with Kenya reporting its first case of the virus in March 2020. The pandemic became a real test on the government's resilience, and measures had to be in place quickly to ensure services to the Kenyan citizens went on, regardless of the new challenge.
The crisis put some pressure on government to continue giving services, yet there were all these restrictions.
You get seated and then you are served getting information from the computer. That being able to leverage on ICT alone has reduced that face-to-face contact.
So basically, digital technologies have become a key pillar of our response strategy also to COVID-19. And in the face of containment measures necessitated by the pandemic, technology has kept governments as well as businesses and private individuals running.
This year's Africa Public Service Day celebrations were held in Zimbabwe, during which member countries discussed the strengths exhibited by governments across the continent during the COVID-19 crisis.
The theme is around the resilience African governments have had around managing leadership and managing the public service within a crisis. How individual governments have managed the crisis and continue to provide public service to their citizens.
Ahead of the continental celebrations, Kenya's Ministry of Public Service and Gender carried out a countrywide contest which sought to harness the collective capability of technology and innovations that provided solutions during the current unprecedented times.
We call for innovations from public sector institutions, and every country does that. And these innovations go through a process of vetting and verifications until you arrive at innovations that you feel that you can showcase to member states.
And as the saying goes, necessity is the mother of invention. The contenders have proved that Kenya has high-tech human resource ready to counter challenges caused by the pandemic. The Lake Basin Development Authority's smart prepaid water dispensers have proved that embracing technology goes a long way in optimizing efficiency in public service delivery. The water projects, which are spread across 18 counties in the Nyanza region and its environs, are automated cashless systems, which have helped the institution to improve water management, hence ensuring sustainability.
We know that embezzlement of funds are quite rampant with most of the water management. So we thought of an automated machine that will involve cashless flow of cash when you are buying water. So we came up with this idea where you only load the amount that you want to buy or for the whole month in your token, but use your phone. It's an integrated system. That's with Safaricom as well.
So this has enhanced, one, the issues of revenue collection. So the issues of having unbanked revenue, the issues of having accountability has improved, and also the issues of having transparency. So unlike before when we used to handle cash.
Actually cash, that means you require somebody to stand around. Now, technically, it's not easy to handle cash. But for this one now, it is very easy. Yeah. Because no one tampers easily with my token.
Corruption takes place when there is human interaction. Digitization removes that. And it means you can receive your service, pay remotely, and you do not have to see anybody face to face to discuss anything. So for me, it should be the first step.
Through this innovation, the residents purchase water tokens via mobile money transfer services. Clients are then issued with a special microchipped card which are swiped at the water point, and the water automatically runs from the taps. One swipe costs the residents 2 Kenya shillings and dispenses 23 liters of water. These projects have also played a major role in supporting government's efforts to contain the spread of COVID-19, especially in schools and other populated institutions.
It has really benefited the school a great deal in the fact that we have clean water for use in the kitchen. We also have drinking water, so the students don't have a problem with drinking water. So it has really been a great help to us.
Holuma Centers is a unique venture launched by the government several years ago in its efforts to consolidate government services. The one-stop shop concept sought to offer all government services under one roof, hence saving Kenyans money and time previously spent while moving from one government office to the other.
Currently, the Kenya government has over 200 digitized services offered through our Holuma Centers countrywide, as well as an online self-service e-citizen platform. Both platforms, which are widely utilized, offer one-stop access to essential services such as applying for passports or national identification cards and registering businesses, as well as the registration of births as well as deaths.
However, the outbreak of COVID-19 brought about new challenges, and these institutions were closed for some time as the Secretariat moved to put in place measures to adopt to the COVID-19 protocols.
We started this Huduma by appointment, and we started the Huduma Popote. People using their smart mobile phones to reach services, to make inquiries and DTC. So for me, my take here is that African governments should prioritize service digitization.
The challenges brought about by COVID-19 sparked the need to innovate ways to help the institution adhere to COVID-19 protocols while ensuring better service for Kenyans.
Coming up on COVID-19 interruptions of service delivery, Huduma Kenya program came up with different innovations to make this possible. And one of the innovations that we have is the service by appointment. Service by appointment system has also been linked up with other innovations like the government contact center, which is run by Huduma. And through the contact center, it's one way that bookings for service by appointment can be done.
This unique innovation has also helped the Holuma Secretariat understand the needs of Kenyans, which aids in developing new techniques aimed at improving service delivery.
The initial intention of the service by appointment was to manage crowding within the centers and customer appointments. But we later on realized some other benefits that we never expected or we never planned from the beginning. And one of them was we have been able to understand the customer behavior and the kind of services that they seek most in the given centers and the given locations where they hail from. And with this information, you're able to react quickly and be able to deploy more resources for those specific services in the centers that the customers are visiting and be able to satisfy the needs of the customers.
The government has been putting spirited efforts to digitize its operations in order to improve service delivery. The Public Service Performance Management and Monitoring Unit has developed a performance contracting system which has seen the department move from manual processes to digital processes.
When COVID-19 hit us, every country experienced some a kind of stoppage in public service delivery. The country was undergoing lockdowns. The country was undergoing curfews, and therefore we could not travel as traditionally we used to do, and therefore the need to ensure that performance contracting and indeed public service delivery did not come to a halt, we then came up with that innovation, that is performance, that is government performance contracting information system.
Innovations like these have also become a platform for Kenyans to exhibit their technological know-how, since they are all developed and maintained locally.
So basically, we just translated our manual processes into an online system, and at the same time actually trying to improve on the efficiency. And this system, one thing is that is a homegrown system. It's actually based on the allocations from the GOK. We formed a team with our officers, and then we were able to develop the instructions for the team to do the programming. So that is the beauty about this system.
The system has been a success, and the ministry is making plans to introduce the same to the county governments.
The innovation we had around the performance contracting, once we finished with the national government, now we have put in place to escalate it to the counties, or to cascade it down to the counties.
The Kenya Defence Force's main mission is the defense and protection of the sovereignty and territorial integrity of Kenya. However, KDF also plays a vital role in technology development in the country. Under the Defence Forces Technical College, DefTech, KDF has trained an impressive technology-savvy manpower, which has developed innovations that has boosted the operations of the forces in different sectors.
We have been endowed with a techno-savvy and entrepreneurial pool of well-educated young men and women who have embraced the digital revolution and its disruptive technological innovations as a spear point to our own development strategy.
This year, the department developed a medical management information system, which enables better management of health records of the forces members.
The essence of having this particular medical information system is because we need the basic building blocks of an health management information system, whereby we need accountability, proper data collection, and the follow-up, say the trends of a particular patient, of which supersedes the current systems that are basically manual. Following up with a particular patient with the various records has been quite challenging.
The paperless system digitally captures and tracks a patient's movement at the force's medical facilities online. The system, which has been successfully installed at the Moi Air Base Hospital, has proved to be an effective tool in improving healthcare. The system allows medical practitioners and hospital administration to access patients' records at the click of a button.
Once we digitize our systems, we bring in the element of accountability, and also being able to track patient history is also important. The medical officers can be able to track the medical records of the patient and be able to recommend based on their level of expertise.
Every particular medical practitioner is given their own account, in that they can access the system using their own account, and if they are actually referring this particular patient to the next facility, it is going to send with the details of this particular medical practitioner or officer in charge, instead of having a bulk information where just anyone can access the system. It is having a proper audit trail, whereby you cannot actually move information without being authorized to access the information into the system.
Food security is one of the pillars of President Uhuru Kenyatta's Big Four agenda. It is in this regard that the Agriculture Sector Development Program, a department under the Ministry of Agriculture, developed an innovation to help in tracking maize production in the country.
Our innovation has helped the country identify where maize in this country can be grown. And not just grown, the most suitable areas for maize. and the next level, the suitable areas for maize. And the third level, the marginal areas for maize. And also the not suitable areas for maize. And this can help in decision making.
The agricultural sustainability mapping using geospatial technology has enabled the ministry collect data that also helps the maize farmers with vital information to maximize yield.
Under COVID, we could not do any physical meetings. And it is not just in Nairobi, even across the country. Because most of the government offices where even food security is managed, there were no physical interactions. So using this innovation, we were able to now get the food stocks. And we were able to come up where is food surplus, where is food less. And from there, this information was able to be released to actors. So the transporters know where there is food. The business people know where there is food. And we thank God that our government was able to ensure that food commodities or essential services were not stopped. And that is how the food situation was able to be managed under COVID using the innovation.
The technology has played a major role in food security management in this era of COVID-19 pandemic.
For the identification of the farm, the normal thing would be people go to the field and identify where this is. But again, the human has limitations because even if I'm here, how far can I go? How far can I see in terms of land, in terms of suitability? But when I'm in the office, and as long as I have good connectivity and I have the infrastructure and I have the right software, I am able to know where the right farms are. I'm able to know the size of those farms. I'm able to know the populations in those areas. I'm able to know the productivity at the end of the day.
Miles from the coastal city of Mombasa, where the Coastal Development Authority headquarters are based, in a remote village called Kasokoni in Taita Taveta County lies various water projects. These projects done by the authority include water points for the residents, livestock, as well as irrigation schemes. The authority has projects across 7 vast counties in the region. The outbreak of COVID-19 brought about major monitoring challenges to the institution due to restrictions of movement.
After the outbreak of COVID-19, many of our programs that were scattered within our regions of operation became not accessible. One of the counties that was locked down was Mombasa. And because of the lockdown, we felt that we are really taking long in the process of monitoring the project or even trying to engage the communities in which we are undertaking this project. This is what necessitated this innovation.
However, right now, with the new system by a click of the button, donors as well as government monitoring agencies can keep tabs on the projects at the comfort of their offices, hence reducing travel costs incurred previously on physical visits to the projects.
Mombasa to here is around 300 kilometers, and we find that sometimes CDA we receive visitors and we have to show them the progress of the project. It takes almost 6 hours to travel to this place to come and monitor this project. When someone visits the system, he sees the geographic location of where this project is located. And this person can even go to the project site without even the aid of Coast Development Authority. And they can be able to verify that this information which is in the system is true and valid.
Mradi huu wa maji ulivyokuja tuliona kama ndoto. Kwa sababu ni miaka mingi mno tuliteseka bila maji. Tulikuwa tukichota maji, mtu anakanyaga kilomita 5 akienda kuchota maji mtoni. Ukitoka asubuhi kurudi wewe ni saa 6. Wamama sasa hivi wanang'ara, walikuwa wang'ari. Wamama wanang'ara. kuanzia kwa manyumba mpaka huku nje, ukitoka sasa unakuwa uko smart kwa sababu ya hii CDA.
Wakulima wa Kasokoni wamefaidika sana na maji ya CDA kwa sababu hata mvua isiponyesha, mkulima ana guarantee kwamba akiotesha mazao yake atayavuna. Hapo pia tumeongeza mazao, tumepata vyakula vya kutosha. Kwa hivyo kwa sasa tuna food security. Kwa hivyo tunapata chakula, watoto wanashiba, wanaenda shuleni, na pia tunalima kilimo biashara.
The Kenya Film Commission, mandated to market Kenya as a film-making destination for both local and international developers. The film-making industry requires various government licenses and permits, which in the past have been a challenge for players in the industry since they had to move from one agency to the other for these documents.
The Commission thought of coming up with the e-film shop, which will consolidate all the film industry authorizations, approvals and permits into one location. By so doing, we have made work easier for the filmmakers. They do not have to walk around looking for the authorizations and permits. They just have to apply and then await authorizations and print their licenses, certificates from the same e-film shop. Payments that will also be made in the system are collected by the National Treasury via the e-citizen platform and then disbursed to the respective agencies.
The online film shop also provides filmmakers with a wide range of video collection of the country's scenic and cultural locations. This has aided filmmakers to choose their locations with ease, hence saving them time and money.
Kenya has in the past lost revenues, big revenues for that case, and that is why the Commission felt, first of all, to make these services available to both local and international filmmakers. We have documented all the possible filming locations in the country, so we know for sure that Kenya is going to make huge revenues as a result of this particular platform and many other associated activities in it.
When cases of COVID-19 continued to rise in East Africa, the border posts were closed for a while to allow the governments to come up with containment measures. This highly affected cross-border trade in the region. New measures put in place to control spread of the pandemic required truck drivers to pass the COVID-19 tests, which caused more delays at the border points.
As experts, they thought they came up with a system, the system called Regional Electronic Cargo and Driver Tracking System. The truck drivers could actually now be tested for COVID-19, and their results are now entered into this system that is online. His details, when it reaches there, his details will be seen in the system that is COVID-19 free, and therefore will be allowed to move to cross the border and they continue.
This system has greatly hastened border clearance, and for these drivers, hence reviving trade in the region that had been decreased drastically due to the pandemic.
It has reduced the rate of COVID-19. Benefit number two is that it has reduced the time taken at the border from 3 hours to 25 minutes. The time the truck driver takes to be cleared at the border.
The success of the various innovations that helped the country through the COVID-19 crisis will be a story that will be told for many years to come. The Kenyan Story.
We'll be studying a story of a public service which re-engineered itself, reimagined itself, a story of commitment. We'll be telling a story of resilience. We'll be telling a story of success.